The tape is now completely rewound, ready for playing. Ready.
So, guys, we're going to do a little bit of an early stream today. Again, sorry for the webcam. I will get a new one eventually, but for right now, I am just dealing with what I have, and we'll get a better quality one a little bit later. But today, we're going to be finishing up the Perfect Neighbor body cam footage from last time. Emily's a little sick, so we're not going to bother her too much today. So this is going to be a solo one, but we're going to finish up the body cam on this and we'll talk about it. Again, if you're joining, thank you for joining. And if you're not aware of any of my other social pages, please go check out all of my others. All of my socials are the same name, Fungus Among Us 19, and there I'll post kind of short clips of whatever I do on the podcast for the day or whatever time it is, and I'll try and spread them out a little bit, be a little bit entertaining. We're gonna get into this now. We're about halfway, a little under halfway through. I'm gonna start on the next call that comes in, so we'll review this 911 call as it comes in as well. But without further ado, let's get started.
Like that.
Yeah, he can't pick that dog. Yeah, it's
You
not,
can try.
there's no way possible.
Well, y'all need it.
Evening of June 2nd.
I went a little too far.
Are we good? Okay.
Y'all take it easy.
Yeah.
On the fateful evening of June 2nd, 2023, children were playing on the grassy field when Susan began screaming at them.
Yeah. Here we
When
go.
Ajike's kids
This is gonna be the call, the one that unfortunately um ends in the death of AJ here.
tried to approach her, she threw a roller skate at them and swung her umbrella, nearly hitting them. She allegedly even stole their iPad, after which they ran back to their mother to tell her what had happened. In a bout of anger, Ajike began banging on Susan.
So, for context, I don't know if you caught all of that. She was fed up with the kids that day. She decided to throw a roller skate at children. She decided to then also take one of the children's iPads, which any of you that have an iPad or have bought an iPad before know how expensive those are. And when someone takes something like that, it's kind of hard. Um, to control. I would imagine it'd be kind of hard to control your anger because that's a lot of money to just have taken away from you like that. And if you know who took it away, like you're gonna go ask for answers. You're gonna go see what's going on. It's just the nature of it.
Susan's door, asking her to come outside and talk, at which point Susan pulled out a handgun and shot Ajika right in the chest.
911 was the address of the emergency. Oh my God, this lady just tried to break down my door.
So this is going to be the call from Miss Karen here. I'll let it play a little longer.
I shot through the door. Oh my God. You said someone tried to break down your door, is that correct? Yes, the woman was screaming and yelling and she was trying to break down my door and she was, I didn't know what to do. I grabbed my gun and I shot at the door. She was like, she was going to get me.
Okay. So something to point out here, when you've been taking 911 calls, as long as I have for just about 10 years now, you can tell, you know what, let me get a little more light on the situation here. You can tell when someone is being a little dramatic about things. And this is one of those situations. So I'm not saying it's always like this or you can always tell, but we can definitely tell from this one that it's generally when someone has that hyperventilating, you can tell kind of when they're not being sincere with it. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just after you've been doing it a long time, you can kind of get a vibe or a feeling or a discernment on how this person's acting, if they're freaking out for no reason or if they're kind of fake freaking out. She's, to me, for someone, if they were actually distraught, they wouldn't be able to get even that much of a coherent thought out to describe what's going on. Um, Generally, it's all or nothing when you get extreme calls like this. You're going to either have someone firing on all cylinders and not even able to get a thought out, or you're going to have someone that's extremely calm in the face of everything. It seems, it seems definitely a little put on the 911 call. But of course, as I've said before in some of my shorter YouTube videos, the dispatcher, so I don't know the exact situation here, but generally the dispatcher will ask questions or the call taker will ask questions. Someone else will be dispatching out that call immediately because it is such a high priority situation. We know that the caller has already shot through the door at this point.
Okay, I just need you to lock all your doors and windows, okay? I have. My son said they were going to come and kill me. And did you know her? Yes, she's come after me several times because of her children. Her children keep trespassing over here. They're bothering me.
Yeah, see, and she's starting to use the expletives and things here. She's getting too many coherent thoughts out to be actually distraught, it seems like. Also, she's immediately shifting the blame to the other party rather than people that are generally actually remorseful will be, I hope nothing happened. I hope nothing's, I hope you can help her. I don't know if I got her or not. And, kind of trying to be even someone that's, I'm trying to think of how to put this. Generally, even if someone's not always the best person or best character of person, they generally are kind of concerned for the other person. If you get what I mean, they're more concerned of what happened to that person, and if they're going to jail, then they would be explaining all of this stuff. And of course, since this has been over the course of several years, the dispatchers probably know exactly who she is and know what's going down.
911, what is the
The
actual
white lady
emergency?
that lives right there, the one that always calls the cops.
911, what is the address of the emergency?
Hey, sure, come here. Y'all boys come here. Come here. Hey, y'all boys come here. Hey, y'all boys come here. Come here.
911, what is the address of the emergency?
Hey, is your mom laying in the grass or what? Hey, is your mom laying in the grass? Yes. Yeah.
911, what is the address?
Somebody got shot. Somebody got shot. His mom got shot.
And so you see kind of that open line 911. Of course, they're distraught and they're kind of trying to figure out what's going on. That's generally the reality of most 911 calls. Is you're not going to get. You see how he was distraught enough and concerned enough that he wasn't really paying attention to the dispatcher. Is that annoying for a dispatcher? Yes, just being honest. However, that's generally what we come across when someone's actually distraught or concerned. Their minds on what's happening versus telling the dispatcher their story, right? So that's kind of where I'm coming from the other lady's call is she's putting together too many coherent thoughts and telling the dispatcher too much. So you can kind of tell something's going on. Generally, when something's going on like this, people they call 911, but they're not actively paying attention to the dispatcher.
Do you have a spare pair of gloves on you?
But now they know for sure someone was hit.
They're in the bank. 64 of the bank. Do they know who the shooter is? Where they're at?
Somebody walks behind, they're just saying that she's like over here.
Here we go, arriving on scene. You can tell they're flying, trying to get there. And then up here soon, you'll see everybody waving everybody down. Same on the brakes. Go into action.
Who has the gun?
Bravo 27 Marion City.
A lot of people also generally get upset with the officers being a little aggressive there. That's just the nature of it, especially when something like like that happens. You're concerned with who has the weapon and make sure they're separated from the whole situation. Also, if they've been dealing with this situation long enough, they know that there's a crowd gathering now. And as much as it is, you wish you could let people go and do what they need to do. They also know that if they don't get this crowd handled and the shooter separated, they know that this crowd's probably going to go after her because of the history of events. So they've got to control the scene.
Do you have your trauma bag? There is still someone with a gun.
She's inside.
Okay.
Where?
Bro, where? Ex-military. She's in the house, bro. That apartment. Right here. This first apartment. I need like a 49.
And you see these two officers first coming up. They're kind of frazzled. Well, this one's, going to try and secure this residence first. The other one's looking for a trauma bag, trying to help.
Baby, wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up, baby! Wake up! Baby, wake up! Come on!
That's also the unfortunate reality is there's a lot of officers that aren't necessarily medically trained. They will do everything that they can, but now you've got two officers trying to deal with two different situations at the same time. Well, not two different situations, but two different aspects of the situation at the same time.
We need to do CPR real quick.
Baby, wake up!
CPR.
Baby, wake up!
Let me see. Do we have any pulse?
Signal 35.
64 3 Marion. I'm 97. I have one down. I have one elderly female barricaded in the house with a signal 0. We got a pole! We got a pole! Oh, y'all 50 I'm in front. I'm in front. Sheriff's office, come outside with your hands up! This is the Marion County Sheriff's Office. Come outside with your hands up!
Something to mention here is whenever a situation like this occurs, let's say that the situation was completely different than this one and it was justified, which shooting through your door is not, by the way. Just so you know, even in a stand your ground state, it is not justified. You need to actually have a threat coming at you, plus you, as a responsible person, you need to understand what's behind your target and where your target is instead of firing blindly through a door. She could have just as easily hit the kid because the kid was with her too. So anytime a situation like this happens, this is what they're going to do. No matter if you're justified or not, they are going to secure you. They are going to detain you. They are going to take your firearm and they're going to do all of the investigation. Your best bet is to do exactly as they tell you and remain calm.
Show me your hands! Show me your hands! Turn around! Turn around! Where's your gun at? I don't know what's going on. You're going to be detained for now.
Anybody else in the house?
There's somebody else in the house. Can I just get my
No,
daughter?
no, not right now.
All right.
You're not under arrest. You're being detained.
Okay, I understand.
Come over here.
Oh, wait, can you close the door? I have two cats inside. I don't want the cats to run out.
Hey, med bag. Get my med bag. Start giving first aid.
Wait.
Come this way. No,
No,
come
I
on.
want him to lock my house.
Okay, we will worry about that in a minute. Right now, I
Yeah.
got other things
See,
to worry.
here's the other thing is she's more worried about anything else going on besides what's actually happening. That's your first indication. Even for the officers, that's their first indication that this is not exactly how she says it is.
About.
Okay.
And you also she's not
It should
showing
be in the big black.
any kind of emotion. Some of the worst things you'll hear as an 911 operator, as a police officer, as a responder, is small children that have lost a parent or parents that have lost children. It is something so gut wrenching and will squeeze. It feels like a squeeze in your throat because it's rough, and just hearing that is something else, man. And she's not having any kind of reaction to it.
It's a green shoulder bag.
Green shoulder bag.
Dude.
Here.
Go assess the person down. Okay, you just sitting there.
Okay.
Hey, I need someone give her aid right there. She needs medical aid over there. Sit inside. I need you all the way inside.
Okay. I need help though. 'Cause
Okay.
I have a bad back.
I need you to hurry though, okay?
Okay.
I know, understand you need help.
She's still with us.
Here. Move. She's got a pulse. Move. She does. Here.
Yeah.
She's got a pulse. Where's the gunshot wound? Right here.
What did she sue her with? Here.
Probably like a 22 or something.
Oh my God.
Something medically interesting here is they are giving her CPR. You can hear them counting in the background. Of course, all this is blurred out for obvious reasons. But something to point out is that they mention she has a pulse. Two things to mention here. If they have a pulse, you don't do CPR. Number two is more than likely she probably did not have a pulse. When people get in hyped up situations, their heart rate goes really fast, and a lot of times you can feel when you check for a pulse, you're going to feel your own pulse. You have to know how to differentiate between that and the proper ways to do it. Not saying that they're not medically trained or anything, that might be, but even people that are medically trained, sometimes if you're in a high stress situation, especially like they all live in this neighborhood together, they know each other, it's probably their friend, you can kind of get a phantom pulse, which is you're feeling your own pulse rather than theirs.
She's got pulse.
Very
She said
faint.
she's got
Very
pulse.
faint. Very faint.
See, multiple people saying it though.
To do this for the longest time, bro. Forever. Oh my God.
I got it.
Where's she shot at?
In her, right here in her arm. Right here.
Chest. Right.
And you see some of the comments there. They were mentioning that they've been telling the cops what's been going on the whole time, every time they come out. The issue with that is, up until this point, nothing criminal has actually occurred, so they can't really get onto either party. Yes, she's being a Karen. No, it's not her property. She can't really say anything. She keeps calling. In most states, their laws concerning abuse of 911 more closely relates to basically cursing at the dispatchers or berating them and things like that, whereas the abuse comes in. The misuse of 911, some states have that, but also, again, it can be very vague, and a lot of times it does not stick. So if there's a misuse of 911, in other words, calling 911 constantly for non-emergencies or petty things, some states you can charge for that. A lot of times it doesn't stick, so it's almost not worth the effort put into it because it's just going to get thrown out anyway. So they're kind of limited on options and what they could have done up to this point. It's just the reality.
There's no
of it.
exit.
Just keep, if she needs CPR, keep doing CPR. I don't see a lot of blood here.
Yeah, I don't see the blood either. It's probably like a 22 or something.
Okay, so they mentioned it's probably a 22 or something, medical side of things. They also mentioned they did not see an exit wound. That TV did get it right in the fact that a lot of times through and through is a little bit better. You can see an entry, you can see an exit. You can pretty much put together the path that bullet took. With no exit, you don't know what path that bullet took. Also, one of the most deadly rounds is a 22 round, because a lot of times it doesn't travel all the way through. It'll bounce around in the body, and it just creates a lot more damage. That is a little graphic. I'll probably have to censor this video a little bit or put more precautions on it, saying that it's not for kids and 18 plus and all that. But that's that's just coming from medical background and having the reality of it. A lot of times a 22 can do more damage than some of your higher calibers.
Smarter, not harder.
Oh my God.
Imagine if this was our kids.
What's going on?
I'm her neighbor. I called 911.
Okay.
Is that Susan?
I don't know. Can we go over here for a minute? I gotta deal with all this right now. If y'all were here when it happened, just stand right here so I know who was out here when it happened, okay?
I left my iPad over there because we were playing games, and I went to go get it. I said, "Give me my iPad," because she had it. She dropped it, tried to throw the skates at me, and and then I got my brother. He said, "Come hit me with the skates," and then
All right, bud. Give me a minute. Just hang out by my car, okay? We got her already in my car. She's in my car. Yeah.
Station still 1033.
She's got a gunshot wound to her right shoulder area. They've been doing CPR for about 5 minutes. She said it's in her bedroom. You ready?
Marion County Sheriff's Office, inside, make it known now.
Another thing to mention here, they're gonna go inside and I gotta make a comment about that too. Sorry, I played a little bit of that with just watching my face. So another thing to mention here, last little part, they were gonna make entry into the house and check the house and retrieve the firearm. In situations like this, it is always policy and proper procedure to clear the house, even though they've already asked her and she said no one else is in the house. How many times a day do people lie to police officers? Every second of every day, right? So they still got to go in, they got to check it properly and retrieve the firearm. So all these people are understandably upset, saying she should have been in jail. But here's the thing, nothing criminal has occurred up to this point. When the iPad was taken, that would have been a criminal issue there. But the mom AJ was just going to try and go get the iPad back and see what was going on. She might have been a little upset. She might have been banging on the door, but that does not give you any kind of reason to fire blindly through the door, especially with kids present.
Here, step out for me real quick. Right,
try and get through this a little bit.
I'm going to move your handcuffs to the front, all right? Lay it together like you're praying.
Okay.
So she's still super concerned about her residence and not what's going on.
Keys for the house. I don't want anybody to
All right, that's fine. We'll figure it out, all right?
But all I heard was knocking and then a gunshot. That's it. There was no fighting, none of that.
But you didn't actually see anything?
No, sir.
No. What's going on, my man? All right, first,
Here, give me this. It's okay, relax. Nothing happened. You're good.
what's your name? It's all right. You can take a deep breath. Take as long as you need.
Reclínate aquí de la unidad. Recuéstate ahí. There you go.
I don't know where I hear the big bang.
Okay.
I'm just running.
Did you actually see anybody with any kind of gun in
anything like that, or did you just hear? Okay. What did you see after that?
I don't know. I came outside and I saw my first mom on the ground.
Okay. Good job.
Sergeant, say get everybody's information. Do not do interviews.
Okay.
Major crimes gonna do the interviews. Okay. So just gather.
This lady, man, it's been back and forth. Every time, you know, she's the one always calling. But like, I mean, since I got here, yeah, she's that one. Yeah. Every time come dispatch and everything.
Yeah, make sure you get your AC on.
She's not over there.
All right. Let me talk.
You know where she was shot at?
Yeah, it was right. She was on the ground like this. It was in this shoulder, right shoulder. Else.
Yeah, no, it's probably her calling.
Yeah, somebody called. I was already. I was right around the corner when this call came in.
They were banging on my door asking me to call the cops.
Can you come over here with us for a second? We're just gonna get your name and stuff, okay? He's right here. He's with me. Do we know who's watching over her sons? You got their information?
They want me to notify or they want us to notify his dad.
Is their dad part of their life?
Yeah.
Do we know that information?
Yeah, dad's part of
And
their
do we
life.
have dad's information?
Yeah, his name's Eddie. And his brother.
Ajike's sons Isaac and Israel were near her as she tried to confront Susan. Within 10 to 15 seconds, Susan pulled out her .380 caliber handgun and without thinking fired a shot at her door, outside of which Ajike was standing. When the bullet struck her chest, she ran toward a tree and collapsed. Tragically, shortly after being taken to the hospital, she was pronounced dead. At that moment, no one except the officers knew, and eventually, they would have to break the news to her husband and children.
It's okay. Okay. All right.
Victims, children.
So this is, I'll leave this for the documentary. You go back and watch it. It's pretty emotional.
I was getting Africa's information.
We're going to go over towards the
crime she had committed. Drawing on what little strength he had, Isaac tried to tell the detectives what had happened right before his eyes.
You say your brother left his tablet out in that open field right there where that sign at?
Yeah, I don't know when he left it. I just know he just told me that he left it. And then he asked for it back. He told me that the Karen dropped it and then threw roller skates at him. And then we went to go get our mom. Okay. And then our mom was like, throw something at me, throw something at me. And you know, I'm still like yelling, throw something at me. Okay. Then I guess my little brother was hurt. And he heard gunshots, so he ran. And he said that she shot my mom through the window. And then my mom ran saying, call 911. So she fell right next to that tree. At that point, she told me to hang that with my brother because he was running out the door.
Oh, okay, okay.
Coming. She told me to hang that. I did. I was just waiting there, and then next thing you know, I hear gunshots, and I'm like, I saw my mom running. I thought she shot in her house just to scare us.
But you did hear your mom banging on the door, boom, 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 throw something at me, throw something at me. And then you heard a gunshot. Okay. Have you ate? When's the last time you ate something? Been a while? Okay.
Just sad.
So make sure y'all get something to eat. I'll talk to Dad if we have to get something.
Hungry.
You can do something for me. You can just make sure if you want to cry, you cry. If you want to scream, you scream. Okay? Whatever you want to do, I want you to be able to do it. I want you to do that, okay? Because this is hard. It's hard. It's hard.
This seems like this is either investigator or crime victims advocate.
The neighbors were out there screaming, yelling. The kids were running back and forth.
So something to mention before we get into the interview here. Pretty much all of the witnesses on scene are stating that, yes, the mom was, knocking on the door real hard, and they didn't really hear any kind of disturbance or fighting going back and forth. The son did say that, the mom was yelling at the door, throw something at me, saying basically she'd already thrown something at her kids, so she's upset that this woman, this woman tried to hurt her kids. So she's upset over there trying to get the iPad back and everything.
Miserable headache, went inside, laid down. They finally got quiet. I came outside and the three boys were there. I'm like, guys, you're trespassing, come on, out of here. And he's like, I want this and I want that. And I'm like, oh, okay, little big kids, because they're all really young. And
so you say you came out and there were.
So this is where she changed up on everything, because there's recordings and logs pretty much where she does not have the mindset of let the kids be kids. She has never had that mindset, but now all of a sudden she does.
To check my truck. Every time I had my truck on one side, the kids would throw the balls and hit the truck.
Okay.
So I moved the truck to the other side, then they moved themselves to the other side, and they keep just, you know,
Just
hands in the ass.
antagonizing you?
Oh, God,
Yeah.
horribly. And then they were like, I'm gonna tell my mom, you know, I'm like, go tell your mom, I don't care, you know. And
See, a lot of
Have
people
you had
get
problems with him before?
Oh my
upset
goodness.
at
How long have you lived
interviews
there?
because the detectives most of the time are going to try and get on the person's good side, and that's with anybody, no matter what they've done. Their first step is to try and establish a rapport and try and see things from this person's point of view and be nice to them and get them to open up. If that doesn't work, you got to keep going, got to keep digging.
3 years?
Mhm.
Okay. And how long have you been having problems with them?
Like 2 years.
So they were being obnoxious out there tonight,
Oh,
and they finally got quiet, but then you go outside and the three of them are out there?
Yeah, and I didn't want to go any further because he's like, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill you. I'm like, what in the world?
Who said that?
H.I.'s kids.
So what happened tonight that led to the conclusion?
So she's saying that the kids were
my
threatening
kids
to
go home.
off
So
her.
they go home, and then all of a sudden she comes out and she is just banging on my door. I'm like, go away. I'm not dealing with you tonight. And then she started banging so hard, everything started shaking. And I'm like, you really need to leave. And then I'm gonna kill you. And she's just banging away.
And per all of the
You know,
witnesses,
I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ.
another thing to mention, there are some bad kids in the world, right? These kids, you could tell, were very distraught and upset, but they were also super nice and respectful to the officers there. If it's gonna be a bad kid, they're gonna be disrespectful, but these kids were super respectful, and kids, for the most part, they are those respectful type of kids. They're gonna be telling the truth. You're gonna get the full story from the kids, because other people saying, "Oh no, I didn't hear AJ yelling anything," and the kids were super honest and said, "No, my mom was yelling, but she was saying, throw something at me." Basically, again, like I said, the lady tried to harm her kids, so she's there saying, "Hey, take it out on me, not the kids." So first, I mean, we're seeing conflicting stuff already.
I'm like, it just keeps getting worse and worse. I'm like, I don't know what to do with her. And she banged so hard, it looked like my door was going to fly off. And that's,
Also, if you notice, when she made the 911 call, she was crying, just super, hyperventilating and everything. If you notice, when they took her into custody or detained her at first, she was dry, completely calm. So apparently her demeanor and her emotions changed within a couple of minutes.
And I was like, oh my gosh, she's really going to kill me this time, And so I don't even actually remember picking up the gun. I just remember shooting.
Where do you keep the gun usually?
It's in my bedroom.
That's where you keep
yeah,
it? Like
I keep it in the bedroom.
in a cabinet or something, or just like?
It's just, I actually keep it in the trash can.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh my God. And then I just started panicking.
That's
I really feared
odd.
for my life. I mean, honest to God, I was like, oh Jesus Christ, I'm a nervous wreck. I'm not supposed to be getting nervous or anything like this because I have an aneurysm on my left kidney artery. And so they're like, just
Left kidney artery.
You're not supposed to do anything. And this woman just keeps antagonizing me. She's got the kids calling me. I go out, they're like, hey Karen. I'm like, I have a doctoral degree. Do not talk to
here's
me
the doctor
like I am
again.
one of
We
your
mentioned that
peers.
last one.
So they don't really have any respect
No
for her.
respect.
As the deputies are responding, the
Mhm.
call taker's talking to you, they're putting information that you're telling them into the computer, which goes to us as we're going out there. So in that call notes, there's never any mention of you saying that they said that they're gonna kill you. It was more or less that they're harassing you, that they're...
And so now the officer's getting more into the nitty gritty. He's established that rapport, and now he's like, okay, so what you're telling me is different than what you told 911. So he's getting into it
I
now.
told the lady that they said they were going to kill me.
Okay.
No. I was very specific when I spoke.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Did you see who was out there at that time?
I just knew it was H.I. by her voice because she's screamed at me before, and I'm like, oh, great, it's her again.
So, but you had already contacted 911.
Yeah.
Did they advise you that someone was responding,
Yes,
an officer
they
was
did.
responding?
They said someone's
So
coming
this
out.
is where
They
they're
said,
also
"Lock
getting
the
into the
doors and
timeline.
outside." I'm like, okay, usual.
Okay.
In Susan's eyes, what she did was justified. and she left no stone unturned in telling the officers that the entire neighborhood, except her, was antagonizing her, and that she alone was always in the right.
And there was some statements given to us that you had taken a tablet or picked up a tablet that was
No,
on
sir,
the ground?
absolutely not, no.
Okay.
That child, like, the other day, he said to me, I'm gonna go tell my mom that you called me a slave. I'm like, what? He came over with a rake, and he was pounding everything with the rake. I'm like, really? Seriously? So I don't know what's going on with that child.
Mm-hmm.
So
And which child is that you're talking about?
It's on the video. If you give me my phone, I'll show you which child it is. I don't know by names.
And what was the deal with the roller skate? Because again, we talked to a lot of people who were outside and kind of witnessed some of
They
this.
keep leaving all their toys around. The other day, I almost killed myself going out. I had an early morning doctor's appointment, and I didn't see the roller skate, and I almost killed myself. I'm like, guys, you know, stop already. This is not your garbage yard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the kid's got his roller skates there, and I'm like, really? Take your roller skates. And I threw the roller skates. I'm like, go fetch them. Because
Did you throw that at them?
Oh,
or?
God, no.
Okay.
No, I just
And what
threw
is the thing about the umbrella? You have an umbrella?
I thought it was raining before, and I walked out and it wasn't raining. I'm like, okay. So.
Okay. And you like
Your
swung it
story's
at
kind
them
of.
or so, or one of them?
She's molding her
I was
story to
still
fit
inside the vestibule.
whatever's being brought up.
Maybe I did step out and I'm like, guys, go away, but I would never touch them, you know.
You like swat at them with it, but not.
Exactly.
Okay.
If I did, it was probably because I was just so, you know, like, come on.
Okay. But I know at least say if you did, but is that what happened? I mean, we gotta kind of get specific about this because it's a big deal.
I understand.
Someone's dead.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yep, and here comes the fake emotion.
What kind of gun is it?
It's a Remington 380.
Is that the only firearm you have in the house?
No, there was a 22 Ruger.
And after you fired the round, what did you do?
She said, ow, and I'm like, oh my God, I hit her. It just, you know, clicked, I hit her. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And I thought I just, you know, nicked something.
Mm-hmm.
I never ever.
And what did you go out there?
No.
You didn't go out there?
No.
Did you call 911 back?
Yes, I did call 911.
Okay. And what did you say?
And I said, she was pounding on my door and I shot my gun. I'm pretty sure that's what I said.
Okay. Your door is kind of like, probably not wood or whatever, but you can't really see through it. There's no windows or anything like that. And I know your sliding doors.
So this is where the detective's also establishing. So he's saying it in a super nice and professional way, but the basic of what he's saying here is, so you heard pounding on your door and you heard the yelling and you took your firearm and fired blindly through the door without seeing your target or seeing what was actually occurring.
A little further over, but something that he mentioned, you know, as far as our training, when we have to go through making a judgment decision where we might have to pull the trigger, we have to know what we're firing at is a deadly threat, or what we recognize as a deadly threat. So my question is, how do you know what you're firing at when you're firing through a door that you can't see through? When you don't know if there's also a child outside standing there, or, I mean, basically I'm asking you, what were you aiming at and what were you intending to do when you fired that gun?
I was just fearful of my life, and I was just like, go away, go away. That's all I could think of, was just get out of the situation, you know, and just go away already.
You said you're in the bathroom, which I understand you said it's kind of an open floor concept in there, so it's kind of open. But I'm assuming there's walls around the bathroom. You've got a door, you can close it. And I'm not saying that, I mean, you're within your right, you're in your house, you don't have to do that. But if I'm looking at a door that's secured and whether someone's banging on it or not, law enforcement's already on the way. At what point do you, you know?
The door is broken.
The door's broken?
At that whole side panel, people have, she's pounded on it more than once, and he fixed it. But when everything started rattling so much, I was like, oh my gosh, she's
Still gotta wait.
But I think you just reached that level that we've all gotten to, where we can really make a bad decision, where it builds up over time, and you can't take it anymore. And I think that you
Until
shot
she's already getting
at
a little
her,
upset.
because you were fed up and you were over it.
No.
Is that
No.
no?
I absolutely feared for my life. When she has
I wouldn't either. I
when
get
she
it.
has thrown things at me, when
Right.
she has followed me a foot behind me, I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Right.
I mean, she's literally come up. We had words.
That's when you
about
when
2
you get
months
in a
ago.
self-defense
And at one point
defense
today,
situation, you've got to
I
make
went
sure that
and
there's
I said, "I'm
actually a
sorry,"
threat. Like,
just because I wanted to defuse it.
and that's why
just
you
put
should
it
train
away.
and you should be
I'm walking
proficient.
away, and
Is
she's literally
you've got to wait
walking
until
1
it's
foot
actually a
behind me,
threat
she
and
was,
not
you know,
not
I said,
react
"Oh my God,
beforehand,
she's gonna pound me into
like
the
she did.
ground." I think I called her kid an idiot or something like that. And like, you see the signs, stop coming over here. And he's like, I can do anything I want. I could just go in. And I'm like, oh my God.
And
you know, it's just.
here,
And
you
what
know,
is
she
she?
keeps trying to go back to everything they've done, everything. And so the officer or the detective is exactly correct. He hit the nail on the head, even though she's denying it. He hit the nail on the head. She's just getting fed up in her own mind. She's building it up in her mind and getting fed up. And that's why she did what she did. She got fed up. No other rhyme or reason to it. She just got fed up.
Do that time. She beat on the door.
She
And
keeps trying to shift blame back to them.
Go away.
did you call the police then?
I believe I called the police, and this when, you know, she heard me calling the police, then she went away.
I think the
A few days later, Susan called 911 again, but this time, she asked to be safely escorted to her.
Okay, so context here. You'll see it in the documentary if you watch it. They ended up, after this interview, they released her because they've got to go through the process, get the warrants, get the court case started, all of that. Things like that do, unfortunately, they do take time. It's dependent upon the court and judicial system as to when you can get all of that done. The officers have to get all kinds of paperwork together and file for those warrants to be able to go and pick her up. So in between that time, she had vacated her lease or was kicked out or whatever the case was. And so she's got family over there helping her get out of there. And of course, people are kind of chastising her and stuff because they're upset, right? They just lost someone important to them. So she calls them back over there to be escorted off
House
the
so
property.
she could collect her belongings. According to reports, she had an EMT background since the age of 20 and had been abused by her father as a child. A forensic psychologist had diagnosed her with PTSD, which her defense used to argue that the banging on her door had startled her because of her troubled childhood. While her friends believed she was kind and decent, her neighbors had seen a side of her that was nothing short of evil, and they simply wanted her to suffer.
Marion County Public Safety, this is Brittany. Is this calling emergency?
No, it's not. I need to go back to my apartment to pick up my cats, but I need a police escort there.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, they got to my dishes. Nice. Come on, Gaby, get out of the truck.
I'm going to stand outside.
Well, they're screaming over there. She's walking over
I know, I hear him.
Did you hear that?
I did.
Huh?
I did.
What? Oh, yeah, I know. Treat that little boy the way you treat our kids.
I'm gonna go talk to them. Can you all stay over there? Can you just don't talk to them.
And here
Hey,
the
man.
officers are kind of in
How you
between
doing?
everything.
So, I'm just gonna talk to you real quick. I know you're upset, okay?
Everybody's
I'm
upset.
gonna be
She's
honest.
going to end up in jail, so it don't matter.
Listen,
but everybody's
listen,
upset.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm here.
She shouldn't even be in the street. She
listen.
murdered this lady.
Okay, listen. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm here because she called me.
Because she knows better than to be out here alone. That's
Okay.
why she got
Okay.
people with her.
Okay,
Because she knows.
Okay, but listen to me.
See what happened
Can
to the
you-
lady house?
Listen to me. If you guys could just while I'm working, just please, if you guys wouldn't mind, just don't try to get into an argument, okay? I don't want to have to deal with any of that. I don't want you guys to start a ruckus. I don't
care.
listen,
I don't
listen.
care about none of that. I don't
Listen,
care about
know,
none of that.
But just make my life a little bit easier, okay?
Your life easier?
I'm not
Make
here.
your life easier?
I'm-
Are you f***ing kidding me?
I'm not here to start anything with you, and I'm not here to start.
The officer's trying to be super respectful. She is upset. I mean, you got to understand that this is, I mean, every call officers go to, they're going to deal with this on one side or the other and being caught in between it. I don't have, I mean, I'm not going to call myself out like that and say I don't have emotional maturity, but that would be like she's picking apart his words. He's just like, man, can we, like, I'm the only one here. Can we do this without any kind of headbutting? but she's upset.
Or anything with her, okay? You guys don't need to be arguing in the street. I've asked her nicely if she would keep to herself. If they want to start an argument, the best I can do is get them to stop, okay?
What the hell did they take over here?
They didn't take anything. That's Charles.
No, we just want to see what they did.
Okay.
Anything went on?
You call Charles? Ma'am, you call Charles?
She done brought someone else and a kid over here.
All right, thank you. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. You can get your stuff another time.
Okay.
What we're gonna do is, if there's a burglar that happened, we're gonna investigate that, okay? And then I'm not gonna stay here while you collect your belongings, okay?
Hey, I'm going to push off the camera.
After the initial interview, Susan was called in once
Whatever
again
that
by the
kid said.
detectives to
Whatever.
clarify a few more things, as they were not at all satisfied with the reason she gave for shooting Ajike.
Was there other times when you got frustrated or something with these kids and you've said something else that we're not talking about? I mean, have you said other words to them or something about middle fingers or something? Tell me about that.
It wasn't at the kids, it was at the gentleman.
Who's the gentleman?
I only know him by his name, Sapito.
So, okay.
So he's a guy, he gets all the kids together, so they're screaming and yelling and they're doing all this
This is where they're
crazy
pressing
stuff,
a little
and
more.
I'm like, stop already.
They're
And I
gonna
asked him,
end
I
up
said,
taking her
"Please
into
stop.
custody
I
in
don't
this
like the
interview."
yelling. I just, I'm sorry, gonna break down.
Well, attempting
Take your
to.
time. What is the crazy stuff that Sapito has these kids doing? Tell me about that.
He used to ride a four-wheeler.
Uh-huh.
And he would come around the house. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Then you have the kids on the back, no helmets, no nothing. And I'm like, stop already. The one time I went out there, he almost hit me.
Uh-huh.
He's like, missed you.
Continues
I just can't deal with it.
just
I
shifting
have
blame to
an
everybody
injury
else.
Right now. I have aneurysm on my left kidney artery. If he hit me, he'd have killed me.
Have you ever been a victim of any violence?
Oh, yeah.
Describe that to me.
I was beaten
Did that happen here or in New Jersey?
in Jersey.
Okay. And how long ago was that?
Started when I was 4, it didn't stop until I was like 20.
You know, we heard that you said the F word and the B word. These are what the kids are saying that
I
day.
definitely dropped F-bombs.
Okay. And what are you saying the F word to?
Pick your shit up.
Referring to stuff on the ground or something? And when we say the B word, what are you referring to that? Who are you talking to? What are you saying when you use that language?
B word.
Yeah, which I'm assuming is...
Okay, so we're gonna get into research behind like stand your ground laws and everything.
What I'm learning, what these people said is that she was saying to come outside. She wanted to confront you about something. She wanted you to come outside. Do you remember her making statements and asking you to come out there and talk to her?
I honestly don't recall.
Okay, so you don't remember that, and you seem unsure about some of the statements she made about the tablet. No one that we've interviewed so far has made any statements about her saying that she wanted to kill you.
That's what I heard.
So have you ever called any of those kids?
Never called them a slave. Never.
Never said anything about this not being an underground railroad?
An Underground Railroad comment or something like that was mentioned?
No.
We did so many interviews.
Jesus Christ, no.
There was a statement like that made.
All right, that's new to me.
It sounds more like there was 3 knocks and then there was 3 more and then she was shot. It sounds like this was very quick. It sounds like this was like within a span of...
This is also when they're getting into timeline. She did originally call 911 and tell them that, you know, that AJ was at the door. I think it was a span of like a minute or 2, and that's when she called back and said that she had fired through the door.
20 seconds is what I would say. Is it possible that your time is off on this?
It could be.
Okay.
Because to me, it felt like forever.
Okay. Is there any reason why anybody would have any video or anything like that of you saying like the N-word? Is there any reason why someone would have that?
I have no idea. And if I did let it go, I'm sorry.
You had mentioned terminology like reasonable and prudent in reference to how AJ was acting at your door while she was trespassing and everything. Where did that come from, that terminology? Is that
watching TV.
Watching TV? Okay. Like documentary stuff or like what?
Probably just crime shows and stuff.
Crime shows, okay. And I have to ask you this, have you done any research on like the laws as far as like in Florida, as far as self-defense and things like that?
I looked at it today.
You looked at it
That
today?
when I was on Facebook.
Or have you ever heard of the term stand your ground?
Yes.
Have you ever done any kind of research on that?
Yes, when it was mentioned on some guy shot someone at a convenience store, and they said stand your ground now laws.
Was that like a Florida situation? Because I
Yes.
know every state
Yes.
has kind of
It
different
was-
laws.
I think it was
and-
Florida. It was Florida.
Okay. And when was that?
God, years ago.
It was years ago?
Yeah, that was a years ago thing.
So nothing recent, it would be on like your internet browser history?
I just looked it up today.
Right, but I mean, other than, basically before this incident occurred.
A lot of times,
We're not talking like a couple years ago.
detectives and people investigating stuff like this. My parents always did this to me. Sometimes they'll ask you questions. They already know the answer. They're just seeing what you're going to say. It's kind of what they're doing with her.
Talking about within the last few months, would there be, because your internet browser, even if you delete it or you go on private browser, if you know, we take a look at those things, because we did go through your phone, the judge signed an order for us to be able to do that. He agreed that there was reasonable enough evidence to be able to do that. You're smart, okay, and the reason is.
Oh, hell no. No, absolutely. I know what you're thinking. Did I look up the laws?
She's
so I
getting
could
upset
do
again.
something? No, absolutely
This is
not.
not a
No.
situation where you set something up to,
No.
because you were
No.
tired of this person, you were
No.
tired of the
No.
situation that they put you
Absolutely
in?
no.
Okay.
It
Did you
was
feel
terrible.
bad for what happened?
Oh, Christ, yes.
Do you? Because the first time that we talked, there was a point where I informed you that AJ had passed away. And I wasn't sure if you'd been aware of that or not. I know they transported her in an ambulance
Yes.
from there.
No,
But
I saw
one-
them doing CPR.
Yeah, so when I informed you of that, you showed emotion, you showed what appeared to me to be at least somewhat of a remorse for what had happened. So do you feel bad for what had happened?
Absolutely.
Do you feel bad for the children?
Christ, yes.
So, and I think, you know, Detective Pender we're trying to give you the opportunity to try to explain some of these discrepancies in the story.
Okay, we're going to skip.
Attempt had been made
forward a
to
little bit.
arrest her. The city boiled with anger as people carried out protests and gatherings demanding her arrest.
Why don't you admit if it was the other way around and a black woman had shot through a door at a white kid, you would have arrested her that night?
Although this time, officers were not going to waste any time in doing so.
All right, Susan? All right, we're gonna have you go with this deputy here.
No.
I'm sorry?
Let's see.
No,
Yeah. So we're gonna have you go with this. No. Yeah. You are.
What's wrong?
You
What's
are.
going on?
I just can't. I'm sorry, I can't do this.
Unfortunately, we're to that point where
It's not how that works, ma'am.
that's what's going to happen.
You are most definitely arrested.
Obviously, this isn't a conviction. This is you being charged, and then you're going to have your day in court to present your side of the story. Okay, so you're going to go with this deputy.
No, I'm not.
You're going to be booked in
No, I'm not.
and fingerprinted. You're going to take your pictures, and then you will have
A lot of people being arrested have that reaction, surprisingly.
I'm not going to. Sorry.
We can probably go ahead and put handcuffs on her. Let's get
Come
her.
on,
Let's
Susan,
get you
stand up.
handcuffed.
No.
Stand up.
No, don't touch me.
Susan.
Stand up, Susan.
Don't.
No.
Listen.
Sorry, I can't
It can
do
go
this.
one of
I
two
can't
ways.
do
It can go an easy way or it can go a really hard way.
I'm sorry.
We don't want it to go the hard way.
I'm so sorry. I
Susan,
can't
put
do
yourself in our position. There's no choice in this. You're going over there.
this. I'm sorry, I can't do this.
Susan, you understand that from
Don't have
the
a
point
choice.
of the story
You got
that
to
you've
do it.
given us, that by refusing
And she's just
resisting, that
stacking
it's
the stuff
making-
on her.
making you look bad, okay? And I
Yeah,
understand you're
exactly.
not supposed to want to go.
Good. I just can't do
Okay,
this.
well, they have medical staff over there
As soon
that
as
can
you get over
assist
there, there's a
you.
nurse right in the front.
They can,
No.
you give them the
can't
prescription
do this.
medications that you're taking, all of that. They will assist you in making sure that you get the care you need.
No,
But
I can't
we're
do
going
this.
over there, okay? You're gonna
I
go
can't.
over there and,
I just can't do this.
okay, well,
Come on, Susan, stand up.
if
We
we
don't have
have,
time to
Seriously,
debate.
I can't do this.
okay, but do you understand that you're under arrest and you're
I
gonna be
understand
taken to
I'm
the
under
jail
arrest
one
now.
way or another, okay?
I don't care.
Susan,
I just can't do this, I'm sorry.
I don't, what you're saying and doing right now is not reasonable.
I know it's not
There's been
reasonable, but I
people,
just can't do this.
so when you say it's, it's not reasonable, that doesn't make sense to me.
I understand, I just can't do this, I'm sorry.
Okay. And this is why we're in this position here, Susan, is because
Come on, Susan,
the
raise your
decisions
voice.
you make
Get upset.
are not reasonable.
That way they can
you
take
make
some
just
action
like
here.
what we're experiencing right now.
I'm sorry, I just can't do this. I can't do this.
I've had people sit in this chair that have done things and they get up, they walk out on their own accord. They've done some really bad things. Okay, you're not the only person, but I need you to...
I just feel horrible. I can't do this.
Okay, well, we're going to go to the jail. There's no changing this. There's no stopping it.
I don't care, kill me.
We're not going to kill anybody. We're going to take you to the jail.
Yeah,
Can you just
that's
stand
not
up
how
for me?
any of this works, Susan.
So what do you plan on sitting here the rest of the night?
I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to die of a heart attack.
Now, many of you were struggling to understand why there was not an immediate.
Okay, so this is where they explain why there's not an immediate arrest and everything, because every jurisdiction is different. Just because a police department somewhere does it one way doesn't mean the other one's going to do it the same. So I'm hoping they get into explaining why they did not immediately arrest her, because it's not always a case where you can immediately arrest.
And that's one of the things. My detectives cannot complete an investigation without getting all sides of a story. And that night, all we had was one person's story, and that was the shooter's story. But Miss Owens' story had to be told through evidence and the eyes of witnesses who were there.
On June 6, 2023, Susan was charged with manslaughter with a firearm, culpable negligence, battery, and 2 counts of assault. During her trial, the defense emphasized that under the Stand Your Ground law, Susan had shot Ajike in self-defense. Prosecutors, however, argued that there was no justification for the shooting since Ajike was unarmed and only wanted to talk. In August 2024, the jury convicted Susan of first-degree felony manslaughter, and 3 months later she was sentenced to 25 years in prison. Some mitigation was granted, taking Susan's childhood trauma into account. Still, Ajike's family was left deeply disappointed as they had hoped to pursue a charge of second-degree murder, although the prosecution told them there was not enough evidence to prove it.
The interrogation where she showed no remorse, continues to show no remorse, displayed the utmost care and concern for her cats.
Now, this is one thing where it's not up to the officers, even though people are going to be upset at the officers for it. It's just the reality of it. It's not up to the officers, it's up to the judicial system. I do believe, in my eyes, personally, I believe they should have gone with a murder charge because of the history of 911 calls and a history of aggravation and a history of being fed up. Even the detective went into it in the interview, saying that he believed she did this out of frustration and being fed up. And there's not much else to point to anything otherwise.
And she literally had just shot and killed.
Yeah, guys, check out Police Insider. This is where this one was from. Go over there, subscribe, check out some of their other videos, their body cam videos.
Rendering them with their entire support system, their everyday childhood experiences, future, just gone.
Adding to the turmoil, Susan's sister, who had attended all her trials, was also arrested in August 2024
Uh-oh, didn't know
in a
this
separate
part.
case of child neglect. Yet none of this could ever heal Ajike's family and children from the lifelong suffering they had been forced to endure. YouTube thinks you'll love the video on.
So yeah, that is pretty much a lot of stuff covered in The Perfect Neighbor. There is a lot more. There's a little more context and things that goes into the Netflix portion. So if you have a chance, go to Netflix, check out the Perfect Neighbor documentary. It's all body cam footage. There's no interviews or anything. It's all a lot of the same body cam footage plus some extras. It also shows another incident that Susan was involved in, where you kind of see some of her true colors and how kind of a history of how she gets easily frustrated. But I'll leave that as a surprise for those of you that want to go and watch. Perfect timing. We're pretty much right at 1 hour. So I appreciate you guys stopping in. I appreciate you continuing to support. Again, if there's anything you want me to see or review, please leave a comment. Be sure to like and subscribe. It really does help out. Check out my clips on all of my socials and everything. But until next time, again, as always, if you ever have to dial 911, be sure to dial up those details. Stay safe, guys.